All this mud, all this mud. And then obviously coming back here to work on septic. Yeah, I was back here yesterday. I didn't get anything on film, but obviously I was laying down here in the mud. Got my brand new shoes all messed up because all my other boots are all messed up. And then you can see, so there's the handle to my snake. I got a lot of stuff to come out. Yeah, they have these mixed up. So as you can see up here, right, there's black tank, gray tank. Well, that's wrong because it's actually the gray tank is on the right, black tank's on the left. So as these come down, you can see where these valves are. Valve here, valve there. So this is gray water. That goes to the shower. I gotta dump it completely, but see how that's not going down? It's because a lot of these are clogged, right? So I only try to dump this. I try to dump it more at night, you know, since we're gonna be out here. But the reason why it is doing that is because of this hose. This hose is horrible, and obviously I'm still having an issue with the black tank. It's still, I get it to go a little bit, right? But that's it. And there's still a lot of more water in the tank, but it's still clogged. So I'm gonna have to still continue to work on that. But welcome back to the journey, friends. So yeah, that's what's going on. And we have a way forward, or at least I think I figured out a way forward of what I would like to do. And I have talked about it a little bit on the daily scuttlebutt. So this piping, the RV sewage pipe, right? That's good for if you're actually at a campground, you're using it for like a weekend. You know, you put it out, you dump your tank, clean it out, put it away, right? It's amazing. It works great for that. When you're using it as a full-time use of keeping stuff dumped on a regular basis, normally every 2 to 3 days, not so good. Plus we also had it freeze up over the winter time, and that's not good either. It's actually created, I do have holes and stuff, but let me bring you over to this other pipe section. Let me show you. So over here, you can see I got more yuck dealing with it, right? But this pipe here, so I have these, the two where they go to both sides, because we have 4 tanks. We have 2 gray tanks, 2 black tanks. So we have a dump station in the front. That's the one I was just at. And then there's another one in the back. And then they come down to a Y, right? So all of those pipes down there, right, they're not perfectly level. They kind of go up and down a little bit, especially like where I have back here, right? Those 2 pipes connect. It's kind of sitting like in a little valley. And then over here, this pipe, you can see it has areas where it's been crushed, right? Either kids stepping on it, someone stepping on it at night, or just whatever it be, right? It's not conducive for dumping out sewage, because now that pipe has been restricted, and it causes clogs, and it causes, yeah, just a whole bunch of issues. So we need to order piping and all that stuff anyway for the septic system. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a lot of the piping that we need for that I can use for this temporarily. That I'm gonna come over here and well, let me get you flipped around and you'll see. So where they come out here, right, instead of doing that little 90, which those clear 90s are amazing, that way you can actually see what's going on. But I want to have just another smaller section of hose. You can get the smaller of these, but I want to be able to take straight off of here, come out just maybe a foot, right? And it's going to come into, well, this one would come into a Y because it'd be another pipe going that way. So I want to be able to connect both this one and the one back here together into one pipe. So I have the other one back here, right there. So I need to come off of that into a 90, and this pipe here is the drain for the washing machine, but it's going to be kind of like the same basis, right? So I want that pipe to come off there. Hey, do a 90, go this way on this side of the tires, basically next to this pipe, go that way, and then it'll go into a Y to catch up with that other drain. And then from there, we'll send it more towards the front of the RV over here. So I'm not having to get underneath the RV. And then once it comes here, I don't care if it goes underneath the tongue, but get it to come to here. And then from here, you know, either a 90 over to come into the pipe. And then this pipe, you know, I'd left it tall for a reason, because we had already planned on building up this area, and that's actually going to have to come up even a little taller, because that will be, you know, like a clean out, or whatever you want to call it, a dump station eventually, but it will be flat with the ground at some point. But I can go ahead and cut that, put in another piece, that way the pipe from here, because this is already sloped almost what it needs to be to come down, and just have it go straight in, you know, there, without having to worry about screwing stuff in here, and it would have to go up and then down, right? So I'll just have it to where it goes straight into the pipe. But then for this side, right, obviously this is getting installed here in a little bit, so stick around, because I'm going to show you how this lid is going to be getting installed. Right now it's just sitting there, it's loose, right? So, but for this, we have temporarily put a hose just to be able to get some water. It still leaks from around there, not a lot, but just to be able to get some of that water to go that way, to allow this trench to drain, which is going on a few days now, and it's still not seeping in. But we have a lot of clay in this area, so I think I've figured out what we're going to do coming from here to get out that way for our leach field. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to run just regular pipe all the way down, you know, to about here-ish where this ends. So because I do still plan on bringing a road in, right? I still would like to have a road right in this area. Now, obviously, as it comes this way, because this is where the gathering house is going to be, the road's going to have to go to the right side of the gathering house. So that means it's going to have to go to the right side of that stump. So as it comes from here, it would be going, you know, slightly to the right, and then back behind the building, and then eventually going, you know, out that way to go towards the back of the property. That's the goal. So with that means that in this area, it's going to have to be a strong enough pipe that can be driven over, right? So it's going to be the thick-walled, you know, schedule 40 at least PVC. So going from there, coming out, doing a 45, coming across, and then, which I'll probably do the schedule 40 all the way down, but then I want to be able to run the piping down to, you know, somewhere in this area. Obviously we still have to clean a lot of this out, because from where this tree sits here, right, I know, dogs, so a lot of this area over here is where I'm putting the blacksmith shop, woodworking shop, and the mill. So that area, so I don't want to go past where this tree is. So from here this way, You know, obviously we can't go too close to the creek either, so it's going to have to be more in here, basically where this little cedar is, and make a mound type system. So whether it needs to, I don't know exactly, it would go lengthwise this way. So, but be able to build up this land right here, and then pretty close to probably where I'm at, you know, the rake-ish, do a hole right here to be able to put in a catch basin with a pump. And then whenever that catch basin fills up, it has a switch that's on that pump, and it pumps the water up out and then into the mound. I basically already know, you know, cost of materials for piping. I do need to get a few more measurements, just get stuff, you know, marked out to kind of see, hey, how much pipe do I need? What do I need to do for this? What do I need to do for that? How many elbows do I need? How many 45s do I need? How many T's do I need? Right, just kind of get it all put on paper, just to go from there. And apologize for any wind, y'all. Kind of out here on a quick whim to get this stuff, you know, for you guys, so you know what's going on, just a way forward with our septic system, and then also a way forward for the RV temporarily, because we're still living in it, we're still there, you know, until this other building gets put in. So we're like this close to just saying forget it, let's go ahead and move into the small little playhouse. But the only thing is that that playhouse is small, right? It's only an 8x12 for 4 people, and it doesn't have a restroom. So, but that would also have to be finished because it's not insulated. It doesn't have all the power and stuff that it needs. But we're like this close to saying, yep, let's do that. So, yeah, that's our way forward. That's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to call around, just see how much it's going to be for, you know, some rock, for some sand, a whole bunch of sand. You know, that probably be at least 4 truckloads maybe of sand, at least. And then because you need to come up, you know, a good 3 or 4 feet, just to be able to, because you got at least from where your pipes sit, you know, you want at least 1 foot to 2 feet below it of sand. Then you got a layer of rock that your pipes and stuff sit in, and then more sand on top of that. And then you can always bring in, you know, just regular topsoil to put on top of everything, so you can still grow, you know, flowers and grass and all that, and it's not a humongous eyesore. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be the way forward. But I need to get some measurements, see how much things we're going to need to get for that, and then go through. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get this lid put in to the top of our septic, because that's not changing. That's still going to be the same. So, but I need to get it screwed down to the top of the tank. So let's go do that. Okay, so when I did get this, I went ahead and screwed the ring onto the base, just so it'd be able to sit here and not fall apart and stuff. But now I do need to unscrew it, because this actually needs to have some type of sealant that goes between the two. And then obviously the whole bottom, you know, I'll clean that up with a rag, clean up the concrete, and then where I have holes, right, or it has like little indentions here, like this. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where it's going to be screwing down to the concrete. So I don't think I need to do every single one. I'm just going to do all the ones that are on the outside portion of the ring, and then we'll put down a good sealant, which I'm just using the roofing, the black roofing tar stuff. So let's go ahead and get this taken apart. Okay, with that taken apart, it will also make it easier to put this in place. That way I can screw it to the concrete. I don't have to worry about fighting being up next to the riser. I just come straight in and do what I need to do. Get some holes drilled. I'm going to do at least 2 holes first, just to be able to get this kind of where I want it to be. And then once I have those holes done, I'll go ahead and put the sealant on there, and then I'll just drill through this and the concrete together to do the rest. So, but all right, let's get the cleaning and let's get the drilling some holes. Okay, now that that is cleaned up, I got it's a neoprene super flash cement. It's a high performance rubberized elastic material cement. So, I mean, obviously it's more used in like a roofing applications, but it's also good for flashing or anything like that. So this gun here, obviously, if you ever have a hole here next to your handle, there's a blade that's in there that's attached to this handle to be able to cut off the tip. Well, I just got the little cheapo, so it doesn't have that. So I got to use the little knife. Cut me off a little piece. Plus, this one also does not have. There's normally a rod right here that you stick down in there to break the foil that's in there. So I ended up having to use an Allen wrench. It only gets just a little bit on there, so I can always clean that up later. And then I want to put that all along the bottom of my ring. So let's make sure that you guys can actually see. Now I'm going to put it right towards the middle. Come on, there it goes. Stuff's thick. They have much better guns out there that you don't have to squeeze as hard, because it actually gives you a mechanical advantage. This is not one of them. And I've even been letting this warm up. So it wasn't even, I mean, it got cold last night, got down to the 20s again, but I had this in the RV for and a storage portion of the RV, I guess. So you're gonna probably hear Dad in the background working on small engines and stuff, but okay, I got that done, and Dad's still playing with engines, but we'll see what happens. So now this is 5 holes. You're like, well, Anson, we didn't see you mark where that location went. It doesn't really matter which way I have it going around. All the holes pretty much line up, but there is a name of this next to that hole, and I knew that that one went to the edge. So I'm just going to kind of get it close to where it needs to go. I'm going to see if this drill has the oomph. I don't think it's going to, but we'll give it a go. This drill's been failing me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Need me a stronger drill, but at least that's gonna be sealed with a sealant until I can, I guess, borrow a drill. So I don't know if you guys can see. I think you saw part of that. That's all right, but none of my screws are going all the way down. I almost got that one all the way down, but it's obviously softer concrete because it's newer. Yeah, even putting it on the lower setting just doesn't have the oomph. All right, so up next with your ring, you have this groove right here, and normally you're going to put some type of tape in there. It's like I want to use this. Obviously, this is so hard to get all the way around. So instead of doing that, I actually have some of this sitting around. That's what I was going to use on Mom and Dad's shed room, and I think it will work just fine. But I might have to bend this in half like that to get it to sit in there like that. But let's see what happens. This is going to take a bit. Yeah, that tape just wasn't working out so well, so I just went ahead and off camera squeezed out all that yummy goodness. Oh man. So now I gotta get this lined up. There we go. And then get all my screws put back in. So yeah. Be nice and watertight for under the ground. I still have access to my screws. I've called in the cavalry to see if they can lend me a hammer drill that's worth a dang. Because my Makita don't work no more. It done Done lost all of its oomph. And the reason I do this by hand, and anytime I'm working with plastic, I always do it by hand because you can strip out plastic very fast with a drill, which I know that you can, there's different settings that you can put. And once again, sorry for the wind, but no setting can change the feeling of what you feel when you're tightening a screw down into plastic. Fun times. Okay, other than that, I need to drill holes all the way through the lid of where it's going to screw down at, where it screws in to here. Now, this did not come with the screws for that, only the screws here. So I do have some other screws I can use that should be okay, but I do want to drill a hole through the lid first, if I can get my drill to cooperate with me. There we go. And it should be basically the same 5 screws. Or I guess, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 screws. Nope. Screw's not long enough. So, go see what I can find. Okay, well, I do have some deck screws. Not ideal, but it is the length that I need. Did hit the mark. Yeah, there we go. All secure. So we thank you for continuing to follow this journey and getting this septic system fully repaired, and then also getting a better solution for the RV while we're still living in it. And then, as you can see behind me, a big thank you to Butt Nugget Homestead, or what used to be Butt Nugget Homestead. They are now Tiny Farm Nuggets, and I'm pretty sure they had to do that for a reason. But a big thank you for letting us borrow the wood chipper, and we will have a lot more coming to you in the near future involving the wood chipper and what's going on with that and helping with clearing out the property. So stick around for that. Make sure you're coming back. It's greatly appreciated. But in the meantime, we do have another video that you can check out here. We have a playlist here to continue following this journey for the entire year. Icons at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. And last but not least, always thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.